Today I found out what AAVE stands for. It stands for African American Vernacular English, which is basically a list of words that only black people can say. Now, in my life experience, I know of at least 2 words on that list, but I was not familiar with the concept of AAVE and that there was even more prohibited words than the 2 that I'm aware of. So there was a streamer, pretty benign streamer that's really hasn't had too many scandals, pretty innocent streamer by the name of Valkyrae, accused of the racism. And that got me thinking, oh God, she said one of the forbidden words, the he who shall not be named. Did she have a PewDiePie bridge moment? Did she get into an argument with a fellow named Alex? I don't know. So I did some digging, and I found out that Valkyrae said the phrase, now hopefully YouTube does not demonetize this video. She said, quote, "No cap on a stack. For real, for real." End quote. Now, I don't know what that means, but it's racist. After doing a bit more research on what AAVE words were and what they included, there are some fan favorite words that you racist motherfuckers are still using. Words like simp, hella, deadass, headass, though, and cap. If you are not black and you are saying any of those words, you're racist. I don't disagree with all of the AAVE forbidden words. One in particular, you are not allowed to say the phrase "we been new" or the abbreviation WBK. Now, I agree with that one. No one should say that. Nobody should say that. And quite frankly, it's a bit of a stretch to call that vernacular English in the first place. But for the most part, I do not agree with the expansion of forbidden words, especially ones like sus that were popularized through a video game, Among Us, and are just shortened versions of suspect. Not great. However, there are absolutely clear rules around certain words. Everyone knows that only black people and logic are allowed to say the N-word. It's just the law. Even the most exalted of white folks, like Eminem, do not say the N-word. And it's very hypocritical, but I have to address my own personal point of privilege. I can say a word that you can't, and that word is retard. You're not allowed to say retard. It is not socially acceptable anymore. But as a retard, as somebody that purchased the Firefall Founders Pack, that's just one example. I know the struggle, and I have claimed that word, so I get to say the word, but you can't. Retard is my N-word. You can't say it, but I can. So what happened? Well, Valkyrae uttered the phrase on stream, "no cap, for real, for real." And then she was contacted by the CEO of Black People, which happened to be one of her mods. And that, she was called out for her racist actions. She then made a video apology, apologizing for how racist she was. And that's pretty much what the implication is. If you're apologizing for something like that, you are basically admitting you're racist and apologizing for it. And that's kind of the problem, is that does anyone really think Valkyrae is a fucking Ku Klux Klan Confederate flag waving racist? No, it's obviously ridiculous. If you're not racist, what are you apologizing for? And the problem with apologizing to these woke lunatics is that, first of all, it doesn't even work in the first place. It's not like you apologize and they're like, well, she apologized, water under the bridge. And these people don't just move about their life. They will hold that against you. And not only will they hold that against you, you are now going to be held to a higher and higher moral standard, a higher and higher ethical standard that is just not achievable. They will come after you for the next smallest thing that doesn't make sense. You're only making the problem worse for yourself and really everyone else. You're actually making the world a worse place. You are feeding these woke, insane people just validation. You're validating their insane beliefs. And the most frustrating thing about Valkyrae apologizing is that she is the Thanos of fuck you. She is young, hot, and rich. You're rich. You have fuck you money. You have a divine responsibility to say fuck you. You have the fuck you infinity stones in your gauntlet. Young, hot, rich. Snap your fingers and say fuck you. We need you. We need you to say fuck you. You are the last airbender of fuck you, and the woke nation is attacking. And when we need you most, you scurry away in fear? Like, come on. You got it. What are they going to do to you? You know it's bullshit, too. What's so crazy is I'm right, and you know I'm right. Everyone knows I'm right. But you just got to have a little bit of courage. Just a little bit. Just a fucking little bit, and it'll be better for you. Luckily for everyone in this video, I have the solution. And the solution is you just can't apologize or explain yourself or really engage with these people in any meaningful way because they're just not interested. Ever since 2016, if you're accused of a racism or a phobia of some kind, you can't actually sit down and logically explain why you're not those things because they're not interested in hearing it. They don't care. They just will throw that word at you, even though it like literally has lost all meaning anymore. So what do? You say, I'm not racist or whatever phobic. Fuck you. End of quote. That's it. You have to deny it. You do have to deny it. You can't just say, I don't care what you think, because if you say that, then you lose the narrative. But you have to deny it, but you just say, fuck you. I'm not racist. Fuck you. That is the answer. I'm not homophobic. Fuck you. I'm not whatever. Fuck you. And if you're not, that's enough. In my opinion, that is enough. Cultural appropriation in general being seen as a bad thing is really stupid. There's a great quote. It's an old quote. Imitation is the greatest form of flattery. If your culture has produced something that is so cool that everybody wants to do it, that's great. That means like we're participating in the melting pot of America or whatever country you're in, and we're making each other better. You don't get to copyright or trademark not washing your hair and claim that's yours. That's ridiculous. You don't get to coin the phrase "we been new," even though that's stupid as fuck and no one should say that. You still shouldn't get to own that. There should be other people can be stupid too. I don't know why anyone would get upset about cultural appropriation. If I saw a black guy appropriating my culture and dollar cost averaging an S&P 500 index fund, I'd be happy. I think that's great. We been new, compounding interest, finna be hella lit, no cap. I mean, come on, people. It's the greatest form of flattery. Imitation is the greatest form of flattery. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to subscribe with notifications on, follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and join the Discord. It's free.